Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking about a little bit of a different topic today. It's about the idea that these teachings are a lie, and there's a reason why I want to talk about this, and that's what we are going to talk about today, so stick around. Just before we get into it, a few things. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Hedley and I am a life coach, an author and a law of assumption enthusiast. It is the stories that create our life. So if you want to change any part of your life, then you need to know how to tell a new story. And that's where these teachings, originally taught by Neville Goddard, can really help. And that is why I am here, because I want to support you in the changing of the stories that we're telling. And as both a coach and a writer, I've written a number of books. I really understand the power of storytelling, and I also understand the power of telling shitty stories that I used to do in the past, and just how much things improve when you learn to tell better stories, which I have done thanks to these amazing teachings. So if you would like to work with me, if you would like any form of support, I offer one-to-one coaching. I also have quick coaching, which is all done online, where you fill out a questionnaire and I send you back a recording. And that's actually at a promotional price because I've just opened it. All of those details are below if you want to check that out. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is about telling a new story about yourself. And what else? I'm on Instagram. So if you want to check out any of those things, just go in the comments box below and you'll find those details, or go to my website, youaretheone.com.au. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about an interesting topic, and I'm laughing because I'm already thinking about it. It's about these teachings being a lie. And there's a reason that I want to talk about this. I've been thinking about doing this video for a while because I have in my comments on my channel, 99% of those comments are amazing and they're beautiful, very complimentary, or you're asking questions, or you're really engaged. Like, it's amazing, and I am so grateful, and I just love it so much to know that people are watching them and engaging them and enjoying them. Just makes it a whole other level of enjoyment for me. So I just love this so much, and I love the comments. And then every now and then there's a comment that pops up, and I don't know who they are. Some of them are anonymous and some of them are from accounts. A couple of comments that I have received are saying that these teachings are a lie and that I'm lying, and they'll say things like, you're promising things that aren't true. Comments like that, there's been probably a handful of them. And the reason that I wanted to make this video is because I wanted to address this possibility that these teachings are a lie, and where it comes from, and why it's showing up, and also how it proves that in fact these teachings are true. And I'm going to explain that in a second. Now, the first thing that happens when these comments come up, because this is my movie and these comments are in my movie, that means there's a story running somewhere in my consciousness that believes these teachings to be a lie. I have to own it. Now, while consciously I know these teachings are true and I love them and I apply them every day, I've had already so much success with them, the fact that these comments are showing up in my reality means that there's still a little story deep, 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 like maybe in my subconscious, that believes these teachings are a lie. And when I look at that, I've gone, okay, look, I can't consciously say yes, that's true. But if it's showing up in my reality, I have to accept that that comes from consciousness, because I know consciousness is the one and only reality, and reality is the reflection of consciousness. You don't want to be afraid of what's showing up in your reality. In fact, you want to look at it and go, all right, I might not know where that's coming from. I might not believe that myself on a conscious level, but I know that these teachings are profound and true and real. Therefore, there must be a story in my consciousness somewhere that believes that these teachings are a lie, or there's a little bit of doubt in me. Some of the things that I'm working on haven't come into fruition yet. There's probably a little bit of a part of me that goes, is this really true? Even though I've experienced so many amazing things. So what I do is I then bring it in. I don't fight that comment. I don't fight that message. What I do is I go, okay, all right, I might not consciously agree with that, but I'm going to own it that there may be a story within me that believes that. So I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to say to myself, okay, these teachings are a lie. I'm going to bring it in, And then once I've acknowledged that that's coming from within me, then I get to choose to tell a new story. And then I go, these teachings are a lie, these teachings are true. Both of those can be true depending on which one I decide to focus on. So I'm going to choose the assumption that these teachings are true and real and powerful. And then I'm going to move to that state of consciousness. So that's the first step that happens. Now the second step, and that's why I'm laughing, is because you're right. You're right. If you believe, if you assume that these teachings are a lie, you are going to get reality reflecting back evidence that these teachings are a lie. Reality has to show up according to the assumptions that you're holding, and the characters in your movie have to show up according to the script you're writing for them. So if somebody's writing a script for me that says I'm a liar and these teachings are a lie, that has to be true. Like, that's going to be true. Like, I'm going to be saying these things and recording these videos, and you're going to be applying them, and they're not going to work. And you're going to look at me and go, wow, she's a liar. And it has to be true, because regardless of whether you know it or not, regardless of whether you believe in it or not, you are still the creators of your reality. You cannot get away from your creative power. That is why I do find this a little bit entertaining, because whatever assumption you're holding is what is going to get reflected back in your reality. And that's the game. That is the game. And that is why it's taken me a little while to get here. But thank God I got here, because now I really understand the game, and I can look at my assumptions and I can go, okay, this is my reality. This is what's showing up. Is the assumption that's causing this serving me in terms of, is it helping me to get what I want? And if it's not, I now know to go into my consciousness and to change the assumption that is getting pushed out and reflected back in my reality. So if somebody is, or if your reality is not what you want it to be, what I would suggest is you go in and you ask yourself, what are the assumptions that I am holding in consciousness that are getting pushed out and reflected back in this experience? Are your assumptions serving you? Are your assumptions helping you to get what you want? You get to change them. Whatever assumptions you hold is what is going to get reflected back. Now, if you decide to hold the assumption that these teachings are a lie, guess what? They're not going to work. And then you're going to be listening to teachers and you're going to be like, they're liars. They're full of bullshit. Like, it's all bullshit. And then, like, that's how powerful you are. That's like, you're going to get the evidence from reality. If you believe that you are a victim to reality, guess what? You're going to get a reality that proves and shows you evidence that you're a victim, and you're going to feel like a victim. And then you're in a self-perpetuating cycle of assumptions and unfavorable realities, and you're causing yourself all sorts of trouble, not realizing that you are the cause of it, and you're causing it in consciousness. That is where all of this begins. That is where everything starts. Everything comes from consciousness. That is this game of kind of bringing our attention back to the cause of what is causing our external reality to show up and play out. Keeping in mind there is a lag time. That can also be really confusing, because you can have an assumption like a while ago and then forget about it, or perhaps even choose a new assumption, but then that old assumption shows up in your reality and you're like, what? Where'd that come from? I didn't create that. I'm not holding that assumption. Well, actually, that was probably one you were holding a little while ago that just caught up now. And it's like you're kind of in a game of catch up with yourself in a way, because unless you're doing this every day and cleaning up your consciousness every day and aware of what you're thinking and doing and assuming every day, then you're going to be kind of in a state, that one of these cycles where you're not knowing, like, what's the cause, like, what's the chicken and what the egg? You're not going to know, because you're kind of like playing catch up with yourself. It's going to be very confusing. Like, I think I just confused myself, whatever I just said then. So, so really what you want to do is ask yourself, first of all, what is my reality revealing to me about my consciousness? Is it favorable? Is it a reality I want to experience? Now, if it's not, if things aren't working out for you, I would suggest that you go into your consciousness and ask, what are the assumptions that I'm holding about this thing? And really get honest with yourself. You really have to be honest with yourself. Like, I could easily say, I totally believe these teachings are true. I wouldn't be making these videos. But if that's showing up in my reality, I have to accept that I am the cause of my reality, and anything that's showing up is coming from consciousness. And that's what I want to work with. So I will work with it. I will own it. I will bring it in and be like, all right, that must be in there. So I'm going to correct it, because I don't want to hold that assumption. That's a shitty assumption, but it's in there. So, okay, cool. I'm going to work with it. I don't want to deny anything. So I'm going to bring it in, accept it, then I get to choose. You only have choice and dominion over everything that you can accept. If you can't accept something, you do not have dominion over it. I will bring that in, I'll accept it, and then I change to, yes, these teachings are true, they are real, they are powerful. Then I get to play. By holding the assumption that these teachings are true and real, that's going to help me get what I want. I know because I've experienced it in the past. Like if I believe that these teachings aren't true, I'm not going to get what I want. I'm just going to get more of like these things not working. Really check in with yourself. What are the assumptions you're holding? Are they serving you? Are they helping you get what you want? If they're not, and even if you don't have the evidence to support the assumption, that's the game. You have to actually have faith in the unseen first before it can show up in the physical world. That is where persistence comes into this. So anyway, I hope that helps. Please remember, regardless of whatever you believe, you really are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie, and what you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to like, comment, and share. And if you'd like to subscribe to my videos, I would love to have you. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.